When I was in 5th grade, I won a geography competition for 6th to 8th graders for my presentation on Pompeii. As a junior in high school, I got 3rd place at the state tennis competition, and I won districts. Twice. I even rapped on stage in front of 3,000 people a freestyle of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And here we are in Portland, hanging on stage. I'm feeling kind of famous like I'm Nicolas Cage. We got 3 friends who've been traveling around, they've been racking up points all over town. So an hour ago, we called them all here. Told them that they're gonna have to face their fears about one final task to make things fair. They're gonna have to do a rap to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Let's just completely forget that I ever showed you that one. I've only watched it once before, and it was far more embarrassing than I ever thought it was gonna be. Why am I telling you all this? It's part of a new trend called the reverse bucket list. And in this video, we're gonna talk about what a reverse bucket list is, why people are doing it, how to do it, and why you should probably consider making one as well. Okay, so what's a reverse bucket list and why should you care? A reverse bucket list is essentially, instead of creating a list of all the things you want to do in life, it's when you go back and you create a list of things you've already done. It's kind of the latest trend in mindfulness, woo-woo type stuff. And here's the thing, I'm not a woo-woo type guy. I'm not super into my spiritual side and all of that, but I will say that the process of going through a reverse bucket list has been one that's been super valuable for me, and I think it's gonna be really valuable for you too. So I've got 3 reasons why I think you should probably start a reverse bucket list. The first one is to prove you've done more than you think. It's really easy to feel like everyone's done more than you, or people are farther along, or get jealous of your friends or family for all the cool stuff they've done. I don't care who you are, you've got things to be proud of, you've done interesting things in life, and it's about time you start recognizing yourself for it. Second, it forces you to be thankful. All too often, like I said, I'm not a huge woo-woo, spiritual kind of guy, but I do think there's a lot to be said for thankfulness and gratefulness. It's easy to get hung up on everything that we don't have or haven't done, but every once in a while, taking a step back and thinking about all the things we do have and that we have done, I think is a really valuable exercise. And a reverse bucket list is one of the best ways I have found to do that. And finally, if you're thinking about creating an actual bucket list of all the things you haven't done yet, this is a great way to build momentum. In my How to Create a Bucket List video that you can check out right there, one of the things I talk about is when you're first getting started, write out a list of a bunch of things you've already done. It'll allow you to start building momentum towards those things that you haven't quite done yet. By the way, I just noticed that you can see my bar up there. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. I just really like making craft cocktails, and you need a lot of weird ingredients for that stuff. So, how do you create a reverse bucket list? It's actually pretty simple. So the first thing I did to get started is I broke it into 6 different categories. For me personally, I chose business, personal relationships, health and fitness, education, hobbies, and travel. I didn't say travel yet. That's a big one. Travel. So I find the categories that are relevant to me, and I spend 10 or 15 minutes going through each of those different categories, and I just write down as many things I can think of that I've done or accomplished. These should be both really, really big things and really, really small things, because often it's those small, seemingly insignificant things that they add up and actually become really relevant when you look back and you're like, whoa, look at all these cool things that I've done. So after you've created your categories, after you've spent 10 to 15 minutes per category writing out accomplishments and things you've already done, inevitably some things are going to come to mind that you haven't done yet. Make a note of these, because this is going to allow you to build momentum towards creating your actual bucket list. And then finally, the last step is I just put on my calendar every 6 months to go in and both review the things that I've done as well as update my reverse bucket list, because the chances are over the next 6 months, you're gonna do some pretty notable stuff. Even if you don't take the time to recognize it for yourself, by putting something in the calendar and forcing yourself to go in and write those out, you're gonna realize that your life is probably pretty good and you probably do more noteworthy things than you think you do. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure to hit subscribe. There's a link in the description below that talks more about reverse bucket lists and exactly how we go about doing them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got comments, feedback, I'd love to hear them. Drop them in the comment below or shoot me an email at sean@locationrebel.com. Otherwise, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next Thursday.